And sir, it is good to analyze and understand one's opponents. So, how do you analyze your competition?
Okay, right now, luckily we do have technology, and a part of that technology is having YouTube, right? It's a
Yep.
blessing. So since we do have YouTube, as you know, um, what we do right now is every single game is streamed online, and you can just go back and watch your opponents playing.
Hmm.
Studying your opponent is very important. It's a part of the strategy of the game. To know the weakness of your opponent, to know the strength, to know your weakness and your strength.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I do go back to film and to tapes and to watch other teams or our opponents before we play against them. Definitely,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, since you are a heavy duty player, so you might have faced some, mistakes in your games. So, how do you analyze what went wrong and how to change it? So, how do you go through the self criticism?
Okay, that's a very important part. First of all, I would like to say that nobody is perfect at all.
Yeah,
And um, in order for you to be real with yourself, you have to accept the fact that you are not perfect. We are all not perfect. We're all humans.
indeed.
With that being said, we all do mistakes, right? And as I said, um, I've read this book the other day. It's called Ego is the Enemy,
Hmm.
right? That from the title, you can say
Yep.
it's by a guy called Ryan Holiday.
Hmm.
He spoke about your worst enemy is your ego.
Hmm.
So the first step is we all have to face and accept that we all have flaws as human beings. We are not perfect. Sometimes we have bad days. Sometimes we might not be perfect, right?
Yeah.
But by accepting that, you can only better yourself. If you are not accepting that point, you will never better yourself. You will always think that you're the best player.
Yes.
You are unstoppable. You're unbelievable. But if you believe that there are always someone better than you out there doing something that you are not doing, right? You will wake up, you'll get motivated to do something extra, to better yourself and to be better than
Yeah.
yesterday.
I
So
totally
that's
agree.
how I face it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sir, can you tell us some of your good experiences in life? You've been to a lot of countries too, right?
Yeah.
So, can you talk about the best experiences, the best wins? In
Oh man, I do like, love traveling, honestly. And just like Biggie Smalls once said, it was all a dream, right? Ever
Mhm.
since I was young, I've been always dreaming to become a basketball player, to travel the world, to become an international player. And it has been a beautiful journey ever since. I did travel to a lot of countries, and thanks to God and thanks to my profession, after all,
Yeah,
learned different things from many different cultures,
yeah,
been in different competitions, different continents, with people from different backgrounds, different languages. And it has been a very exciting and a beautiful journey. When you get to travel, when you get to visit historical places, it is just something else. It's a part of my profession, but it's also one of the best things to do in life. A lot of guys like food, they like traveling, right? Like
yeah,
video games,
yeah, yeah.
so like reading, and I'm lucky to have that as a part of my journey, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I've been to different continents, as I mentioned. Australia was great. I mean, Tokyo was magnificent. Paris, was awesome. I don't know where to start. I don't want to miss a
Yeah,
place. Turkey was good. I mean, Philippines was nice. Eastern Asia, talking about Philippines. When we talk about Philippines, we're talking about Manila. We're talking about Malaysia.
yeah,
Talking about Indonesia. We're talking about so many places.
yeah.
I don't know where to start and when to stop, but I'm happy to visit all these countries
Hmm.
and to get to know all these nice, really, really nice people living there. Yeah.
Right. So, sir, if you could approximate, how many countries do you think you have traveled so far?
I've traveled to 63 countries so
Oh,
far.
okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, sir, what are your future plans? Where do you see yourself in like 5 years from now, or 10 years, any time in the future?
That's a really good question. I see you preparing your podcast questions. Yeah? That's a good one. Where do I see myself in 10 years from now?
Yeah.
10 years from now, I'm going to be 39. Definitely, I hope that I'm going to be looking at this video
Hmm.
in the next 10 years if I'm still alive on planet Earth, right?
Yeah.
I definitely uh, will be starting a new journey, a new exciting journey. Okay. It may be in coaching. I might start a coaching career, right?
Hmm.
I might start my own basketball school, right, to teach other students or other players.
Yeah.
Um, I might be having my own business, or I might be, uh, starting a business with a few of my friends. So I never really can put my hands on it because it's in 10 years,
Yeah.
but I can see where I can go.
Right.
I might start a marketing job. You never know. I'm still a marketing graduate after all. So I will really see what fits most. But most importantly is I will try to be doing the best for me and my daughters and my kids, my family. That will be on top of my priorities at that time. So, I spent so many years playing, and so
Yeah.
much time has been taken away from my family. I think at that time I will be spending more time with my kids,
Right.
because they will need me more than ever at that certain time of their life.
Indeed. Indeed. Yes. So, sir, tell us about your daily schedule. Like, when do you wake up, and what does a productive day in Mizo Amin's life look like?
Okay. You know, it is different. It is different. I like, first of all, to be alive is a blessing.
Right.
Waking up in the morning and there are so many things to do, honestly. Right now with the pandemic, things has been limited, right?
Yep.
To be honest with you, I'm trying to stay at home as much as I can. I'm only going out to get some groceries. I'm not going out much, but there are still lots of things to do at home. As I said, you can spend time with your family. You can read books, you can watch episodes. Right now, I'm working on my website, starting this podcast show, which is exciting because I do have lots of interesting conversations to share with so many successful people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so many stories to learn from. They say a person who can learn from other people's experiences is like a person who lived 1,000 lives, right? So that is also one thing I'm looking up to. Sometimes watching shows, get into workout on my apps right now. I'm working on my apps, working on push-ups. I'm trying to slowly heal after the
Injury.
surgery that I had in my hand, the hand
Right.
surgery, right? So things has been going past. I'm expecting a new baby in the next couple of weeks. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, life, as I said, like the perfect day is just any day can be a perfect day if you're just happy.
Yeah. True.
Let's put it this way. If you're just happy about your day, whatever you're doing, if you're sitting just watching a show and drinking tea, that may seem like a perfect day.
Yeah.
If you're
You
out there
choose your
playing,
perfect. Yeah.
definitely. If you're out there working out in the gym and you just feel good after this, you break the sweat and you're like, oh, I burned lots of calories today. That may seem like a perfect day. You finished a good book. That may seem like a perfect day.
Yeah.
You play tennis with a friend of yours. That may also seem like a perfect day to you. So as I said, it's any day can be a perfect day.
Yep.
uh, if I talk to my daughter, for example, in France, I feel like, oh, that seems like a perfect day, or my parents, or someone, you know, everyone has his different measurements of happiness at the end of the
Yes.
day.
Indeed. Yeah. I totally agree. So, sir, if you weren't a basketball player, what do you think you would be doing right now?
Ooh, if I wasn't a basketball player,
Yeah.
oh, man, I just can't imagine myself without basketball.
Right.
Right? I
Right.
mean, like basketball has given me a lot at the end of the day. Everything that I've accomplished is because of basketball, and
Mm.
because of the people that I've met through my journey, and because of my coaches, because of my teammates. Everything that I've accomplished and I've had. has to do something with basketball. I did finish my education because of basketball. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, basketball. I was paying my school fees out of basketball money.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So as I said, like everything that I've like where I'm living, whatever car I'm driving, is
Mm-hmm.
because of basketball and because of the people that helped me through this journey. Whether if it was management, whether management guys who work in management, teammates, as I said, my father also had a huge role on my journey.
Yes,
Okay, with his
plus.
advices, with his coaching. So, as I said, it's really tough for me to imagine my life without basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ever since I was a 4-year-old kid, I always wanted to become a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about something else. I never thought about becoming a lawyer, a doctor, with all the respect to engineers and doctors and lawyers, you know. But I saw myself becoming a basketball player. I never saw myself becoming something else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as I said, maybe after basketball, I might think about because there's always a tax to pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Raul, like if I want to say something that's important, okay, our most important asset on planet Earth is our time.
Right. Yeah.
Unlike the stars in the universe, our time on planet Earth is very limited.
Yep.
Any minute it goes away, you will never be able to get it back. So
Yep.
you're talking about years, you're talking about hours, thousands of hours that
Mm-hmm.
are gone
Yeah.
in me doing this one thing that I loved, right? Which is basketball. So it's really tough for me to imagine, if I can have the sands of time and go back in time and change all of that, what will I be doing? I don't know. Really, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
So what did you actually study? Did you have a bachelor's degree? Do you have a bachelor's degree?
Yeah, I hold a bachelor degree in marketing
Mm-hmm.
management from Qatar University.
Right. Okay.
Graduated 2017. Yeah,
Did
that
you do
was.
masters as well?
No, honestly, I was never that. Okay, let me put it this way: academically, I was never the most clever or the
Mhm.
cleverest student in class, right?
Yeah.
Beside reading books, that's another thing. I do
Yeah.
read books because I like to read. I want to learn new things because
Right.
I chose to learn. No
Yeah.
pressures out there. There's no grades. There's no GPAs.
Yeah.
Nothing holds. Nothing. No pressure there. It's
Okay.
only you, and it's only what you like to learn. But academically, I was always that. I would say B minus C plus student. I was never that A student type of person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always shared this story in one of my speeches in a university. I mentioned that the first day in school, the teacher told me, "You're taller than other kids. I want you to sit at the back of the class." And guess who sits at the back of the class? All the bullies and the bad guys, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
all my life, all my studying stages, I've been surrounded with bullies and bad guys,
Right.
right? Every single bad guy that you can imagine, because I studied in different schools,
Mm-hmm.
different school levels, and different cultures. Studied
Mm-hmm.
in American school, I studied in Egyptian school, Qatari schools, you can name it, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
I see. So, sir, if you could go back in time,
Mm.
so what would you do? You think you would have changed in order to be even more successful, even more better right now?
Oh man, one thing that I could change.
Yep.
Oh man, when you tell me, okay, if I can give you the sands of time, and if I can go back in time and change one thing, okay, one thing that maybe I could have changed, but I don't know, it could have changed my career completely. Is I had an opportunity to go to the States. I
Mm-hmm.
had a scholarship to go to the States to play there,
Okay.
and I waived that opportunity.
Uh-huh.
Another opportunity that I've had was to play in China.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had different opportunities. I've had an
Yes.
opportunity to play in Philippines, to play in China, and an opportunity to also play in the States. The first one, all of these opportunities would have held different experiences,
Mm-hmm.
right? And most of these experiences would have been about the fans, right? About the people who love the games. All these countries that I've mentioned to you have a huge number of basketball fans. So that's the only difference, right? Because as a person, I like to play in front of audiences.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But beside that, I think also I made a good decision by staying, by spending more time with my family, right? It could have maybe gave me a different dimensions, but I'm happy with my choice at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that type of person regretting it. Oh, I wish that. No, I'm saying it could have been a different opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still happy with my choice. At the end of the days, I'm still an international basketball player, which is still
Mm-hmm.
something valuable to look up to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in order to be the international basketball player, you definitely need this, hardcore mentality, that motivation, that work ethic. So, how do you think? What do you think has helped you in order to build a strong mental, toughness, so to say?
Ambition. I'm just gonna put
Ambition.
one word on that.
Uh-huh.
Ambition. Yeah.
Okay.
Being ambitious is what can get anybody to from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Right? So
If
it's
you
just
want to just,
ambition.
yeah, you have to want it hard enough in order to be successful at it. Yeah.
Definitely. You must want it as bad as you're breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
All right. So, sir, that'll be the end of the questions I have for you. Uh, yeah. So thank you for joining us. It was an honor to have this interview with you.
Thank you, Raul, and I did appreciate this conversation, which was really nice. I did enjoy it, and good luck with your podcast.
Yeah.
Keep going. Me myself already am starting a podcast show, and I will be featuring this episode on my channel as well. Right, and
Thank
good
you
luck to
for that.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, and I wish you all the best, man. I did really enjoy this conversation,
Yeah.
and take care, man.